Hey guys, it is Debbie Seidel-Vicky here with one of our members from ADMC, Justin Krane, who is a certified financial planner, professional and fractional CFO. Oh my gosh, what a tongue twister. He is the founder of Krane Financial Solutions, located in none other than Calabasas, California. I love that place. Justin advises business owners in the dental industry to understand and get clear on the money side of their business. He teaches dentists how to be strategic with their business money so they can grow their businesses and build a plan to fund their personal goals. Justin believes that it is not just about return on investment, but it's about return on life. Justin works with dentists to create purpose-driven financial plans. He holds a Bachelor of Arts degree in finance from the University of Colorado in Boulder, graduating in 1994, a young guy. Prior to founding Krane Financial Solutions, Justin was Vice President, Investments and Sales Manager of UBS Financial Services for 12 years in Beverly Hills, California. He received a Certified Investment Management Analyst SM designation from Investment Management Consultants Association and in conjunction with the Wharton School of Business at the University of Pennsylvania. That is a prestigious school. He's married and lives with his wife and 3 children in Calabasas, California. Justin is an accomplished athlete. I want to know more about that. And he was he's a former junior ranked tennis player in Los Angeles. Good thing we weren't playing tennis at the same time, because I would have kicked your butt. He loves to cook, travel, speak Italian, and spend time with his beautiful family. I've seen your family. Oh my gosh, they are adorable. That little boy with the glasses. He makes me smile so big.
Thank you.
Welcome, Justin. Thank you so much. He's very busy, so we got to get right down to business.
It's great to be here. I'm a complete newbie with ADMC. I feel like everyone knows everyone, and I'm like the one person that doesn't know anyone. But I'm coming in San Francisco in September. I'm looking forward to meeting everyone and getting to know everyone.
Yes, and I thought this would be a great way for me to introduce you to all of our members. So thank you. Thanks for joining me.
Sure.
So I understand that it's National Get Your Head Out of the Sand Day. Tell me about that.
I love it. So I think it's good that we're doing this so that we can give everyone who's listening a better understanding of the challenges and problems that dentists are facing with their money. Because if you can get into the minds of the dentists and meet them where they're at with their money, you're probably going to win more business in the consulting that you're doing. I don't care what area you're in. Money is always a challenge for a dentist. Cash flow is profits, all that kind of stuff. So I want to give you guys an understanding of the problems that the dentists have. And the first one is that they just don't want to deal with the money. They just don't want to.
Right.
And their head is in the sand. And if they are like, oh, well, if I can't see the problem and I don't know that there's a problem, then there's no problem and I don't have to deal with it. But the thing is that if you don't deal with your money, eventually your money is going to deal with you. So the dentists, a lot of them, they're guessing, they're making assumptions, and they're just guessing on unknown numbers. Like, how many people should I hire? Should I go buy a big piece of equipment? Can I afford an associate? How much should I put in retirement? Where's the money going to come for taxes? They're guessing and they're hoping. And because there are so many moving parts in dentistry, between staff, between supplies, between a dentist having a life personally, you have to be on top of it all. And the longer your head is in the sand, the worse off you're going to be. And we didn't even talk about this, Debbie, but I see it because I'm in the trenches with these dentists, is that when they go to sell their business, if their business isn't generating the profits and cash that they want to, they're not going to be able to sell it for what they think they are. They hear a multiple 3, 4, 5, 6 times EBITDA, whatever it is. If their head's in the sand, sorry, they're going to get a valuation that's in the sand.
Right. Yeah, I agree. So talk about automating their finances.
Yeah, automating basically Well, why do we want to automate? We want to automate because we want to remove the emotion of making financial decisions. Sometimes it's really, really hard to make financial decisions because we're too emotionally tied to what's going on. So what automation does is it's basically a way to electronically, automatically transfer money from one account to the next account before you can get your hands on it. So dentists, they might be spending too much. They might be taking too much money out of their business. They may be not saving enough. They may be misappropriating where the money is going, not paying down the right debt. If you automate things, you can do what you should be doing automatically without you spending the money in an area that isn't right. I'm going to just make something up. Like, let's say that a dentist has 9 employees and they know that they have a 401k and they need to contribute money to all their employees through a match. Let's just say that number is 24 grand a year. So they should automatically transfer $2,000 a month from their business account, their business checking, to a business savings or a second account. That automation removes the ability for them to go take that money and buy something else with it when it has to be allocated for the 401k.
Oh, you're speaking my language.
Yeah, so that's one. Another one could be a dentist needs to set money aside for retirement or for taxes or for whatever. They need to do that. Or maybe a dentist's business needs an emergency fund in case business slows down or whatever. Well, they have to automatically transfer money. If they don't set it up automatically, they're never going to get around to it because they're too busy putting out 72 other fires.
Yeah, that's so true. So now that we've automated our finances, talk about tracking cash and profits.
Yeah. So cash and profits are two different things. Many dentists think, oh, my business made, I don't know, 500 grand net of my salary or whatever, or $1 million. But all of a sudden they look in their bank account and they're like, I have like $12 in there. And they're like, wait, what's the story? So profits is an accounting mumbo jumbo number, but cash is like money in the bank. So you may be profitable, Mr. Dentist or Mrs. Dentist, but you might not have the money to show for it. So what's going on? Where is it going? Is it like magically like just gone? Like, what's the story? Most of the time, what a dentist is doing is they're pulling money out of their business account. They're literally going on to like Wells Fargo and clicking transfer from business to personal. They're taking the money out and they're moving it over, and now that cash is gone. Or they're late on making their payments on their liabilities, which could be obviously credit cards or bank loans or a retirement account or some other loan that they have. And that loan is piling up and then they're not paying it. And all of a sudden they have to take a lot of money out of the business to pay that loan. So cash is a true barometer of how healthy a dentist practice is. And I want dentists to have like at least 2 months of expenses in the bank. That would be ideal. 1 is okay, but a seasoned dentist, 1 month, it's okay. 2 or 3 is ideal. So what does that mean? If expenses are 100 grand, I want these dentists to have 100,000 in the bank. So if you're a consultant, I'm going to ramble. Do you mind if I ramble? Is that okay?
Go, as long as you can.
I'm pulling out my wine mic, everybody. There's a bottle of wine, and I'm going with the wine mic on this one. So many times in business, especially dentists, they will say yes to a bunch of BS that they should not be saying yes to. They should be saying no. But they're saying yes because they feel like they need the money. But if they had enough money in the bank for like reserves, for an emergency savings, they could say no to the things that they're actually saying yes to, which would open up more opportunity, more space for the real yeses that they should be making. Like, I know that you guys have worked with dentists who like, they don't want to fire 1 or 2 employees for whatever reason. But if they had money in the bank, they could do that and kind of ride it out until they hired the right person.
Oh, and I like that analogy. I mean, I think we've all worked with dentists who have that employee and they know they need to fire them. And a lot of times they're saying, oh, but she's helped me so much, I can't leave. All the patients will leave if I fire her. I've heard that.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's a case-by-case scenario. I'm just trying to get you guys to understand that it's important for dentists to have some cash in the business for, you know, yeses and nos. And you have to somehow figure out how you're actually going to manage the finances and get clear on how much you need to keep in there. And that's something that, you know, fractional CFOs or financial advisors or CPAs can help dentists with. But a lot of the times their head is in the sand. It is still National Get Your Head Out of the Sand Day.
So let's see. Talk to us about how this affects their taxes.
Well, taxes, you know, when you owe taxes, it's a form of cash that you're going to take out of the business to pay your taxes. So I think that many accountants are reactive and not proactive. They're interested in getting the tax return done for the prior year, and during specific points in time from, like, let's just say February to like April, they're not really concerned about the current year's tax plan. They're dealing with the prior year's tax situation. So if a CPA has some money in March, and let's say they have $300,000 in their corporate account, well, how much of that is really theirs? How much of that do they owe for the prior year? And how much of that do they really owe for Q1 estimated taxes? They have no idea. A ton of what I'm doing with these dentist clients is tax planning. And a lot of times as consultants, we all get into the business to do one thing, but we realize that we're still going to do our core one thing, but we're going to add in a layer of service because there's a need. I've just seen that that a lot of dentists need help with tax planning, like how much cash really is theirs and how much is Uncle Sam's. So what do? I email the CPA. I'm like, I email the CPA with the dentist, and I'm like, what's the story? And they're like, we don't know. You know, you get the out of office vacation for like 2 weeks. I mean, CPAs are great. Look, I just went on vacation. It's all good. But I want your dentist to feel, your clients to feel like you as a consultant, me as a consultant, their CPA, everyone's being proactive, not reactive. I know that. Dentists don't like people who are reactive. They want proactive stuff.
They do. So one of the things, I read your book and I absolutely loved it. Now it's kind of bad for me, you know, because I would love to have the nice $300 purse, and you kind of gave us permission for that. So how does all, like, you know, you're telling us that we can have these nice things. So how do we save 2 and 3 months of our expenses?
Well, let me first explain what I mean by it. Like, so, you know, you got people like a David Bach or a Susie Orman who are going to like freak you out if you spend $4 on a latte for like 20 years.
Okay.
Like, if you took that money, you'd have $82 billion when you're 81. And I'm like, great. So when you're 81, you'll have $32 billion. What are you going to do with it? You got to enjoy life along the way. So I think people are looking for an element of balance, but they don't quite really know what that means. It's some weird theory. Yeah. So I'd rather tell someone, you can, and I'm making up the number, you can spend $300 on wine and massages and vacations per week, as long as you're saving $640 a month for your retirement. So if we know that we can automate the savings of $640, we can go spend $300 over here on shoes, wine, coffee, and massages. You follow me?
Yes.
You have to have both. That's why Weight Watchers is so famous, because they've created a structure where people can have balance. If you want to eat chocolate, you want to have like 5 bites of chocolate, well, then you're going to have to eat 71 carrots for 5 hours.
I do that. I won't eat for the whole day because I know I'm going out to a nice dinner.
Yeah, I mean, it's wild. But like these, and this is what I see with dentists too. They'll go on social media and see their peers, other dentists or specialists, going on like a big vacation. and they're like, man, why can't I do that? Or I
Oh, yeah.
want to do that. And they
Oh,
get
yeah.
into the whole peer game of where I
Yes.
should be, but business is slow and blah, blah, blah. You got to do both, but you need some sort of clarity on how much you can spend. Otherwise, it's national get your head out of the sand day.
I love it. And one of the things when I got to know you and talking to you, the other thing I liked, so I was investing, I started with Charles Schwab and then somehow got moved over to Dean Witter. And then all of a sudden I realized Dean Witter, oh my gosh, like they take such a huge chunk of your money. Unless you have $500,000, it's not worth it. So I like that the way our doctors and even us, we can invest, have our investments held with you, because you told me that the money, you're not the one holding our money, but
No.
Charles Schwab is holding the money, right?
Correct. Yeah, but that's customary with most financial advisors that say that they're fiduciaries, which I am.
Okay.
The thing is I think, like, I agree with what you're saying, but for everyone listening, you really want your client to feel like you have their best interest in mind and that they're really the most important thing, and you're giving them advice for them and where they're going to benefit. And if you put their interest ahead of yours, I mean, legally we're required to do that as fiduciaries, only advisors, but as consultants, if you can make your client feel like your interest is just serving them, and if you can make them feel like they're the priority and not you, then I think you're getting somewhere. I mean, I think that's huge, especially in that first or second meet. Because I didn't even think of this. We're still live, right?
Yes, we are.
Okay. So I'm the money guy. Like, I'm the CFO for these dentists, and they will run big financial decisions by me. And a lot of times they will run decisions by me on hiring you guys. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
They ask you? Okay, because
Yeah.
usually they're asking their CPA when not, that's my experience.
Yeah, no, they will, because I'm their financial advisor / CFO. They will ask me, okay, we're thinking of hiring these people. They're 15 grand, $3,000 a month or whatever it is. Can we afford it? Blah, blah, blah. And then I'll go through with them and give them an understanding of, well, this is going to drag your cash, but if you think you can make this off of it, that's great. Or, yeah, you can afford it, or put it off 2 months because you're dealing with blah, blah, blah over there or something like that. But a lot of the times they'll ask me it, but they'll also give me their spin on whether they like the consultant. And a lot of the times the dentist will say, gee, I really like them because I felt like they're really interested in me. Like, we had a really good connection.
Yeah.
So I would really advocate for the consultants on that first meeting, really ask questions that make it all about the dentist, not about you and, how many dentists you work with and how many years you've been in business. Like, we've all been in business 71 years and have 4,000 clients.
Mm-hmm. So the last webinar that I did was with Curtis Marshall of Dental Intel. And it's really interesting because you made me think how it's such a great sequence of having Curtis, because Curtis, he really helps us if we can get a profit snapshot from the doctors. And I love it because before I work with any dentist, I want to see where they are. And that helps me to focus on what is about them. I make it because of those numbers we have from Dental Intel.
What they've done, I know Curtis, he's great, and what they've created is a way for the dentist to actually understand what's going on, and their support staff and their consultants. So it's great stuff. Yeah.
And so I think it's really helpful for us to know what's going on about the doctor, like you were saying. I think most of us who are consultants, I call it a labor of love. We have to love what we do because we work hard. At least that's my impression of being a consultant.
For sure.
Very hard work. So tell us about your book. I love the book. Tell everybody, because I want them to read your book. It's super simple to read.
Yeah, it's like this go-between between like Seinfeld, Curb Your Enthusiasm, and like Business Money. And I just take like wacky, funny stories and turn them into money lessons. Like, I'll give you an example of one. This is like one that I love. So I'm in the car with my wife and we're driving to the movies and like she's late. I don't even know if you know this one. This is so weird. It's from a guy's perspective. So I'm driving and she's like, I'm going to bring my makeup in the car. I'm running late or whatever. So she takes her lipstick out and she's like rubbing it on her cheek. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, that's lipstick. What are you doing on your cheek? She rubs it on her cheek, like literally the lipstick on her cheek. And then she like rubs it in with her hands. And I was like, what is going on here? I couldn't get it. She's like, yeah, like if you're at a time and you don't have like the makeup, you know, for your cheeks, just use a little lipstick and rub it in and you're fine. And I'm like, oh my God, that's crazy. So the takeaway there is be resourceful with what you have. Mm-hmm. And then I'll write a little 2-pager on my experience with my wife with her lipstick, and then give a business owner a takeaway on how they could use, you know, what they have, whether that's inventory or staff or, you know, whatever.
So obviously my big takeaway was that I can buy the Louis Vuitton, which by the way, I'm just joking. I don't have a Louis Vuitton, but I did go buy this just for this webinar today. I just want you to know that I went out and bought this blouse.
I love it.
Yeah. I let myself have this, but
Great.
Yeah.
You know what else I didn't say about the coffee, and let's talk about the blouse. It's the same thing. How you feel when you have a really good cup of coffee or you're wearing this blouse and you feel really good is that you're going to be more productive and happy with what's going on.
Right.
You're going to make more money if you're in the right headspace and have the right mindset. I'm not talking about like overindulgence. I'm just talking about it's okay to treat yourself nicely and be kind to yourself.
Well, that was great. And I loved that part of the book.
Thank you.
Yeah, because I'm a tightwad. I can be really tight, you know, and I think we need to indulge, you know, it gave me permission to indulge. So what's the name of the book, and they go on Amazon and get the book? Yeah.
Money, You Got This. You can go on Amazon, and if you want to ping me, I'll send one to you, like whatever. It's no skin off my back.
Yeah. And he'll personally sign the book for you.
I will. Maybe I should bring some.
You know, you should bring some books to the ADMC meeting.
Yeah, something like that. Cool.
Okay. So where do we find you?
You can, I'm on, I think just for everyone for ADMC, I'm on Facebook. You could message me or connect with me there. LinkedIn, my website, whatever. It's Krane, Krane, Financial Solutions, that's solutions plural.com, but probably Facebook Messenger or Facebook.
Yeah, you're really good on Facebook.
Yeah, thank you.
I notice you're always responding to things. So thank you very much. And, you know, can we use your services as consultants? We need to do the same thing. Like I'm sitting here doing this webinar with you going, that's really what I need to do is like my church, they ask us to just automate our giving at the church. So I need to automate my savings for retirement.
Yeah. Yes, 100% yes. And a lot of times consultants think that they don't have enough money or they're not as big as some big fish or like whatever. But no, like I think at the beginning, it's just like, it's progress. It's making progress and taking the first step.
Yeah. So, I just want you to know that I'm trying to get my husband and I will sit down and talk. I'd like to kind of talk with you and see how you can help us. So
sure.
It's been really nice knowing you. And I feel so more confident using your services because I have to tell everybody the first dentist that I ever worked for as a dental assistant, God forbid it was over 40 years ago. You can't say it, but I mean, you're tightly woven into him in every way. So you know him, and I know that he wouldn't be using your services if you weren't good. And I think he's been using your services for many decades. So
you could be right.
Yes, I think I'm right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's very successful. So guys, I could tell you that he wouldn't be with Justin Krane and know him personally. So I can give you my vote of confidence. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, tell Dr. Cohen hi.
Will do.
See you soon.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for having me on.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.